Alright, check out these funky Smallblock Chevy valve covers. Some old school nostalgia, 1960s. These are new, but they're a replica of a valve cover that was made back in the 60s, like the early to mid 60s. I think they were Cal Custom. It might have been Anson or it's one of them. But they quit making them years ago, and I guess Speedway bought the molds or something, making them again, reproduced. They look just like the old ones did. They're expensive as hell. I got a deal on these, but that cost you, if you don't get a deal, be $250, $300. A pair of them will set you back. I think I paid $150. I bought them, never used them, and their loss was my gain. So they're brand fucking new, never been used. So I saved a few bones. Pretty funky valve covers. They're ribbed for her pleasure. And they got a big fucking hump back. Kinda unusual. Definitely different. You don't see much shit like this. I remember seeing some valve covers that looked like this a long time ago. I don't remember where, car show or fucking magazine or somewhere. I don't think I've seen them in model car kits, but it seemed like they were on like Buicks, and they made them for various applications, I'm sure, but what I remember seemed like it was a Buick. But they had the sideways fins and shit. Fuckers are kind of heavy. They got some mass to them. But they're pretty cool, old school looking shit. Most of your fin valve covers are more like this Moroso here. That's your classic 1980s Moroso aluminum valve cover. Them fuckers are pricey too. They're up there. I've had these for a long fucking time, so I don't remember what the hell I paid for them, but probably more than I wanted to. You got your aluminum center bolts there on Vortec heads. Vortec headed 350, 355. Those are kind of rare. Gold Morosos, but they're steel and they don't have no breather holes. So you can drill what holes you need. But they're from the 80s. They're pretty rare valve covers. I think their original application was circle track. And you got your chrome Morosos. They've been around forever. They're like your go-to Back in the day, you saw them everywhere. They were reasonably priced. I mean, they're fucking high now like everything else, but back in the day, they were pretty fucking cheap. Even the gold. You got your gold Moroso here. Them are aluminum. They're real easy to fuck up. But, hell, I used to buy them things for like $30 a pair. And I've seen them on fucking eBay for over $500 a pair. So, I'm fucking price on them old gold Morosos done jumped up considerably. They're valuable. Hell, I've seen a brand new, like 1980 fucking Moroso still in the box, and it seemed like they wanted $1,000 for the pair. And that was a little much for me. I couldn't see paying a fucking $1,000 for them, but I was eyeballing them pretty hard. But I got my fucking limits on this shit. Try to get a deal whenever I can. I've had these fucking gold Morosos probably 30, 40 fucking years. I've had them on probably 10 different engines. And they'll probably be used again. That old shit. As long as you don't blatantly fuck it up, it'll last damn near forever. And things are probably 45 years old. Maybe older than that. Could be late 70s. And you got these kind of finned valve covers. They're like a repop of an old valve cover made in the 60s. Holly made. But they're remaking them. I saw them on David Fryberger's, whatever that Engine Master show or whatever the fuck it was called, but the engine he had on there had a pair of them on it, and I was digging them. So I had to get me some of that action. There's your classic black Moroso. That's from the 80s. These Smallblock Chevys are fucking, the good thing about them is the parts availability. You can buy any fucking thing for these engines. More than anything else, actually. Way more. You pick some weird ass engine that never was popular, like a 400M Ford, for example. You try to build one of them, I mean, they got potential, but it's gonna fucking cost you, and you're gonna have to get creative, because they're not like a 351 Cleveland. They got a taller deck and shit, but there ain't no parts made for them hardly. And old Cadillac engines and shit like that, there wasn't much available for them, and what you could buy costed a fortune. These Smallblock Chevys, most people build them, they're too goddamn conservative with the shit. That's what I've noticed. I've been around racing in one way or another all my fucking life, so I've seen the extreme end of what they can do. Like fucking dirt track and drag racing and shit. But most people build one for the street. They put a mild fucking cam in it. And they allow to put a nice set of heads on it, but then put a mild cam in it that don't even get all the flow the fucking heads have to offer. And they throw them a Performer RPM intake. It's like the same old bullshit on every fucking one of them. And, you know, they might make 450 horse or something. And that's what people think it. Small block Chevy capped out by 450 horse. But that's bullshit, actually. These fuckers, you look at like a NHRA super stock 327 makes about 600 fucking horse with a Carter AFB carburetor. You got 358 small block Chevys, like asphalt modifieds and late models and shit. They make like 650 horse for a real good one. Super stock 350s are 650 plus horsepower. They got fucking potential. You can, if you're real good, you can get 2 horse per cube out of one NA. If you're real sharp, you dot your I's and all that good shit. Hold your mouth just right. But even not hardly trying, you can get 1.5 horse out of per cube. And you can build these fuckers, you know, down to 265 cubic inch all the way to, I think, biggest small block Chevy with a stock block, like a 400 block I ever seen was like 454 cubic inch. And aftermarket blocks, I think I've seen them up like 470 cubic inch. But you don't need all that. Small block Chevy, cubic inches give you more power and torque and shit, but that's not the only way to achieve the goal. There's a lot of smaller engines that make a fucking shitload of horsepower, like engines that compete in pounds per cubic inch classes. So you run a small engine and run a light car. I've seen 305 cubic inch. You know, they wasn't a production 305. They were like a 4-inch bore, fucking 3-inch stroke, like 20 over. Get like 305 cubic inch out of them. But I've seen them fucking things making 650 plus 700 horse, tacking fucking 10 grand and shit, like comp eliminator, old fucking modified production classes and altered classes and con old dragsters. There's a lot of classes back in the day that would limit your cubic inches. So it wasn't ideal. A small cube engine in a light car is easier to go fast and easier on parts than a big cube engine in a heavy fucking car. It's gonna be harder on parts and break more shit. So the lightest you can run the car, the better off you are. And then put 5,500 stall, whatever you need. You know, depending on if you're running 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile, but throw you some deep gears in that motherfucker. 488s, 513s. That fucker, it don't matter how much power it makes it 2 grand, because you're never gonna see it. So I build shit for horsepower, or small block Chevys anyway. Trying to build a torque engine with one, you're pretty much pissing in the wind. Might as well build a big block. Small block, that's what's good about them, is they will fucking rev up and shit. So I like to focus on that aspect of them. Big cams and plenty of cylinder head flow and big fucking intakes. I don't particularly care for dual planes. Most of my shit's got a single plane on it. That's a big Brodix BM 2000, I believe. What that's called. And you got an Edelbrock tunnel ram here. This is the only dual plane I have. But this is like a oval track fucking a bow tie intake for an oval track car. It's cast iron. Heavy as fucking hell. But that's one of the best fucking, if not the best dual plane you can get. I've seen flow test on these fuckers and they trounce to fucking RPM. The goddamn runners in them things are huge. But that was made by GM to a lot of you dirt track classes have all kind of limitations. One of the limitations might be you gotta run a cast iron, production intake. So GM fucking got crafty. They brought out the old LT1 intake from 1970, and then they redid the plenum a little bit, made it where it would take a quadrajet or a Holly, and then they cast it in iron instead of aluminum. And then since it's made by GM and it's got a GM part number on it, you could use them in oval track. But a lot of places ended up banning them. Make you use the actual production shit. I think they put these on some bolts. That's the only way they got around. That's how they made it a GM intake with a production part number. And I'm gonna build a sleeper engine with that and probably paint it all orange. Make it look like an old LT1 or something. But it's gonna have a huge fucking roller cam and high compression and plenty of head flow. It should make good power. And this is a 880 block. I guess like a 95 4-bolt main 350 coming out of a 1-ton flatbed. But I've had it built several times in several configurations. Make it a 385 or a 357 or a what would it be, 310, the 3-inch stroke. I'll probably put the 385 shit back in it. Blew a head gasket on it, and it fucking, I'm gonna have to deck it down a little further now. It washed between 2 cylinders, so I'm gonna have to take about another 12 thousandths. Should do it. And you got your 327 here, the Moroso valve covers. Those are your craned fireball heads. Them fuckers they look like stock heads, but they're not. They're pretty legendary. Those are ported like a motherfucker. I think they were like 290 CFM at like 650 lift. Like 223 on the exhaust. So